Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be reacting to a video called 50 times Americans prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are the dumbest people on earth, on planet Earth. So like not the most flattering of headlines, so sometimes I think it's warranted, sometimes I think it's like I give them like the benefit of doubt because I don't know if people are being like serious or maybe like they're trying to be funny online. And I think, you know, in the internet and especially like on comments, I think it's hard sometimes sort of like parse the tone. So I don't know if like they're trying to make a joke or they're being for real. So I don't know what kind of like shocking things you're gonna be seeing, but let's check it out. So comment, like, and subscribe. So let's start on telling time. On telling time. Okay, there's like a clock. How do British people tell the time if all British clocks don't have numbers but strange lines instead? I'm so confused. Come on, like this? See, like this is gotta be a joke. I don't think that someone like, because I think, don't they teach you this at school? Like I think this is like kindergarten level, right? Like they teach you like a clock and not just like a digital clock. On Mount Everest, there's no snow leopards on Mount Everest or anywhere in the wild in America. Well, there are like snow leopards. Mount Everest isn't even on America. I'm Canadian and I know that. It's in South Dakota. What? I'm trying to like think like they're always confusing like Mount Everest with something, but what could they be confusing like with South Dakota? I don't understand. I'm like, I am not that like informed about like what kind of places are in South Dakota. I think I'm more familiar with North Dakota, and still, like, that's, I can't even think of, like, something that's even remotely close to the Mount Everest. On temperature. Why is my thermostat doing this? It won't go higher than 32. It won't go higher, oh, because it's not Fahrenheit, right? Like, what do you mean? 32, like, do you want to get boiled? That's the thing. Like, do you want it to go higher? You want to go higher, so you want it to be hotter? Why would you want it to be hotter? That's crazy. Like, they think they're confusing. I think they're confusing, obviously, Fahrenheit. But it's like, don't they have like a thing that actually like you can like switch it around? I don't know. I'm wondering where they are. Probably they're in Europe, right? Because I think, well, yeah, I think it depends on like where you are. It's like in Fahrenheit or Celsius. On the letter Z, I want to know why Z is said in Canada. I thought you all spoke English. I want to know why C is said in Canada. I do not understand this. It's said in Canada. I do not understand this one actually. I don't know. Please explain it to me. I do not understand that one. On euros, can I use US money in Ireland, Scotland, France, and England? Or do I need to carry euros? Well, I have news for you. Like... It's not even like, especially like Ireland, Scotland, England, like I have news. Like you're gonna be very confused and sad probably when you realize, oh, euros, like they don't take euros, it's a pound. And I do not know the rate between a pound and a euro. Like I know it's obviously it's another type of rate, but it's hard for me. I do not know at the top of my head what's a euro, like what's the difference between a euro and a pound. I would say like maybe, I think pounds are higher than euros. I don't know. On Native Americans are native to the Americas. Okay, so where are they? Where are they native? Like what? Did you even think about this sentence before posting it? Exactly. Like Native, like it's in the name. Like what are you on about? Like, do they believe? I'm trying to think of like, do they think? Oh, because they're native. Okay. I actually think there's a roundabout way in which they could be right, and it's just, well, not right, but sort of semi-right, and it's because they're native, as in, like, I know there were, like, there's, like, a theory, I don't know how true it is, I don't know if it's, like, proven, that aren't, like, Native Americans came from, like, Siberia, so there's, like, some genetic, sort of, like, similarity between, like, both people, so I think maybe... Technically, well, they are, obviously they were native to America, but they were like, maybe they came from Siberia, so maybe that's the only place, that's the only sort of like semi-roundabout way to get to this of like, well, you may be right, sort of, you know, but obviously that's not what people mean when they talk about natives, like, you know, and you know that. On Greenland, Americans think they live in Ukraine. Why? Greenland is a part of America, so it's a lot more. Bro, what? Greenland is claimed by the US. I love that it's just like claim. Like, I claim this. It's like, I claim that this is mine. And suddenly, yeah, sure, it's mine. sure, I'm gonna claim $1 million. Like, that's not how it works. And not even just like places. Like, I will go to, I don't know, Paris, and I will go and say, I'm claiming this. Okay, whatever. Not even that. I mean, not just like me as a person, like maybe, like not even countries can do that. Like countries cannot just sort of like do and say, hey, I claim this. It's like, what are you on about? On nationality. I just know it sounds like maracas when you move your head. What? What on earth? I'm bugging up, but baby, if I was born in America and my grandparents were born in America, what is our nationality? Well, they're replying to this. I just know it sounds like maracas. Oh, okay, I got it now. Okay, so it was a joke. It's maracas. There's nothing there. Like your brain is empty. Your head is empty because if you have to like ask yourself, what nationality am I? Well, where were you born? And like they don't even know like the grandparents. Okay, your grandparents. First of all, your grandparents are not necessarily from your own nationality. And you can have, like you can have several citizenships. So whatever. Like I'm getting way too complicated. I agree. It sounds like maracas. Yes, absolutely. On presidents, which politician or anyone would be the best president for our country? That country being North America. Oh, North America. Okay, that's not. Yeah, that's a continent. Yeah, that's not that's not even one country. So they think like they're claiming Canada. Maybe like we claim Canada as well. Sure, okay. On Greeks. As a Greek, I can say that even though we learned mythology at school, she was never mentioned in the books because they didn't want her to overshadow Zeus. Wow, Greeks still exist. That's so cool. So, okay, so, they believe, okay, they're talking about my mythology and they think that Greeks are just like affection. Oh, okay, I get it. Mythology, ancient Greece, they're an extinct people. You don't think you're like, oh wow, I can't believe they didn't went extinct. They're like dinosaurs. That's quite insane, actually. On cutlery, do the British use forks, or is there some kind of English utensil akin to chopsticks? An English wait, what? Or is there some kind of English utensil akin to chopsticks? Okay, like first of all, why? Like I'm trying to like, what would you think this? Like there is because like the culture. Do they really like the culture is that different? I don't know because there is still like it's still the same kind of like part of the world. Like it's not like I think it's just like the Western part. I don't know. It's crazy for you to like ask this question. Maybe again, maybe it's a joke. I hope actually. On the 4th of July, do people outside of the US celebrate the American Independence Day, 4th of July? Why or why not? I want to tell them, yes, everyone celebrates, just because like they're so innocent that I'm like, yes, everyone celebrates. Why would they? Do you guys in America celebrate Red October Revolution? No, what's that? Exactly. Like, see, but I would, they shatter like their dreams. I would have told them, yes, yeah, everyone celebrates. The whole world stops because they have to celebrate the American Independence Day. Yes, of course, everyone stops. On Scotland, Scotland is not a country. Just search and found out it is. My apologies. Something you learned today. The English, I think, would have loved this. Actually, Scotland is not a country. Or do they? It's maybe a joke in bad taste. Maybe on the Eiffel Tower. You must be British. The Eiffel Tower was first built in Vegas. The French then later copied and replicated the original Eiffel Tower in Vegas. Like this is a joke. Obviously, like they're making fun of it, and they're like, "Oh yes, because we have like the strip, and there's like a replica, and that was the original one, not the one you guys have over there." Which I think, again, I'm pretty sure this is a joke. Hopefully. On English, why do British speak English, an American language, rather than speaking some European language? Like what? Okay, first of all, like a European language, like okay, well, isn't English like again? This is giving me a nightmare. European language, like what do you mean a European language? Yeah, sure, but there's just like they have different roots as well, but yes, they're all European. But this is like, why do Brits speak English? Wow, the ones that invented this, wondering why they speak this. What do I know, right? American language, they think it's an American language, so they don't even know like what the history of the United States, because it's like for you to ask this question, it means like you don't even know like the history of it all. It's like, oh, why do you guys pick this? It's like because of history, and you should know this. On the countries of the world, My friend thinks there's only 7 countries in the world. Is that true? They think they are only 7 countries. Like, can you imagine? Maybe they're confused with continents, maybe? United States, Canada, Russia, United Kingdom, Japan, Australia, and China. Everything else is a state. So I think maybe like it's your friend 7 years old. Like they don't even. I'm being very like nice about this. I think even at 7, I think you're aware of like this is not the case. I think by 7 you already know these things. So not even elementary level. Like I don't know, kindergarten level. I think that's actually when you start to learn about like continents and countries and states and what's a state and what's like a parish and what's a country and what's like a continent and what's a planet and whatever. But I'm wondering if like because I was gonna say like are they confusing like the G7 or something? Like I think it's like I can't remember like or they're like the United Nations like they have like the veto power like are they confusing this? Like no, because Japan is not it. So I don't know, maybe they're confusing some other organization with like the continents with the countries on 5Ks. Just found out that a 5K marathon isn't a 5-mile run. Instead, it's a 3-mile run. If so, why can't it just be called a 3K run marathon? Well, it's not even like a 3K run marathon. No, a marathon by definition, it's the K is kilometers. So it would be 3 kilometers. Actually, fun fact, I don't even know like 5 miles. I'm pretty sure 5 miles is not 5 kilometers. I don't know anything about miles actually. So, but I just know that this isn't correct. Like just by looking at it, I know this isn't right. I do not know how many 5 kilometers is like 10 miles. Actually, I have no idea. I have no clue. On European cities, why do they even build cities like this? I think that looks like a normal city. Maybe those places were built long before there were cars. Oh, okay, maybe that's why. Why not demolish some of them in order to make room for cars and make the city accessible for all people, including me? Sure, yes. I love the fact that they're thinking about accessibility as in like cars. It's like this is very like the European, the American mind cannot comprehend like the European like way of life of like why would you need a car? Like your mind goes to like when you're thinking accessibility, you're just like your mind goes cars. It's like there's no room for like walking, public transport, bikes, nothing. So it's like I love it. Mayolas. Well, I'm American and here in the state, miss, we say voila. Oh, voila is an instrument. Okay, this is wrong. It's an instrument, miss. Know everything and don't know. Five type of person. I've got time. Okay, so they're confusing voila with viola. Okay, I got it. Like, it took me some time to understand this. This is like in the States, I think, and this is like actually the paragraph and the actual comment. It's just like grammar, like insane. That we say voila, it's all like voila. I actually do not know how you actually pronounce voila in French. And I would say it's like voila. I have no idea. That is like voila. Well, not voila. Like you wouldn't say voila. It's voila. Yeah, I or something similar to this. And a viola, they're confusing viola. They don't even have the same. Well, yeah, sure, it's like an anagram. They're confusing. The viola is an anagram for voila and viola. Yeah, sure, it's an anagram, but like you would know. On Texas versus Europe, okay, but it would be the biggest country in Europe anyway. No, that's not right. Yeah, I can't. Texas is big, of course, but it's not. It wouldn't be the biggest. And like, what is this map? Like, what? Like, this is like in the middle of what is this? This isn't Europe. Like, what even is this? I don't even want to attempt to like, whatever. Scroll down. On Canada, hell no. Take care of your own country and leave Canada alone. You do understand that if America actually left Canada alone, Canada would essentially dissolve into nothing from economic collapse and the lack of ability to defend itself. Then it would just take you anyway. I love the fact that it's also like if this was like, I don't know, the 1200s or something, like, I'm taking you. And it's like, what? Like, that's not how things are done. These days, like, there's things like, yes, of course, there's still wars, but like, in recent times, as in like the modern history era of the planet, of the world, we try to be like diplomats about a lot of things. Yeah, sometimes like it escalates to a war, sadly, but most of the times, like that's why diplomacy is a thing. For them, it's like, no, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna invade you. It's like, I claim you. It's like, what? Like, calm down, please. On the French language, the French also don't have a word for entrepreneur because it is French. That word is in French, exactly. Like, entrepreneur is already French. Like, what do you think? There's like so many things that I don't think they know that it's borrowed. On moms, it's mom, not mom. It's mom for UK. You do not spell the word mother, it's mother. You know, that's actually funny. I think that's a joke. Actually, I do not know why the UK like calls it mom. You know, they spell that. It's because of the accent probably, like mom. I can't. I don't even know. I obviously know what's a British accent, but I don't think I can replicate the British accent. So maybe it's just because they call it like when you're like, hi mom, mom. Maybe it's like that, and that's why they spell it that way. On Texas, for dude fail geography, it's literally in the southern section of the map. Next bro is gonna say that Texas is in the northern hemisphere. Texas is in the northern hemisphere. Southern region of the map, though, big dog. Southern region of the map. Do you mean like in a map of the United States? Yeah, sure, in the map of the United States, you're absolutely right. It is in the southern region of the United States, if you're looking at a map of the United States. But as in the whole picture, you know, I have news for you. That's not the southern hemisphere. That's quite north, actually. It's not even close of like near the equator, like whatever. On fridges. Do Germans even need a refrigerator? They literally live in snow most of the time of the year. Are you dumb or just American? Isn't that synonymous? Well, you know what? And I love the fact that it's in German. No, I think it's Dutch. But yeah, I think this is really funny because it's like operating on the idea that like they live in in the cavern. Like yes, they're sort of like they're hunter gatherers, and they're like, oh, they live in caves because it's like, what do exactly they think? Like, oh, they live in houses and they're just gonna shovel snow in their backyard and they're just gonna like plant. Oh, you don't have to put the milk in there. You know, like what? Oh, the meat that I just hunted, like the cow that I just killed. I'm gonna like freeze it in the snow. It operates on that idea, I believe, which I think it's crazy. But what's even crazier is that, well, it's the opposite. I know that some cultures actually do their cooking in if they open like a hole in the ground and they sort of like do a lot of like cooking over there. It's the opposite. Obviously, it's you know, it's in the ground, so it's hot. But it's kind of funny that some of these things do exist, but it's like the opposite. On Spain, you can't speak Spanish. No one is. Oh, because they think it's a language, probably. I'm not Spanish, honey. No one is. LMAO. First of all, Spanish is a language, not a nationality. See, this is exactly what I was thinking. It's like, oh, they think the Spanish is just like a language and it's not a country and it's not a nationality. Well, I have news. There's like a lot of people that would beg to disagree on this. On AdSense, you don't sound Ireland. Irish, you mean Irish. Reply to, okay, Irish is the people. Ireland is the accent. Irish is the people. Well, yes, you know, the people are Irish, of course. In Ireland, it's the accent. You know, I don't even know, like, what to call this. Because, you know, the other geography, it's like, oh, they're bad at geography. They're bad at, I don't know, not understanding, like, the metric system. But I do not have, this is, like, the Spanish one. I can't even, like, I don't know, apologize for this. Like, I do not know the logic. Ireland's the accent. Why would you think that? On Portugal, can anyone tell me if Portugal has running water like in the States? No, absolutely not. No, only walking water. Everything's lower there. We don't drink water in Portugal. We just drink wine. Water is for suckers. Once you bathe in Vino Verde, you'll never go back. I absolutely agree. No, but they have running wine. Water faucets come with wine or red taps. White for white wine, red for red. You won't be disappointed. The most inconvenient part of living in Portugal is getting used to using communal outhouses. Flush indoor toilets are hard to find. I love this one because it's exactly how I would absolutely have to reply like this, because it's like, yeah, sure, everything is like so sarcastic because such a dumb comment does not even deserve to, like, it doesn't even deserve an answer. It's just like, yes, of course. And I agree, Vino Verde is like one of the most delicious like wines ever. On gold and diamonds, how cheap is gold and diamonds in Dubai? Is the price fixed? Are any restrictions on how much you can bring on board? Thank you. Well, there's like I have so many things. Does AAD mean American English dollar? No, this is the local currency in the United Arab Emirates. Yes, this is kind of crazy actually because I feel like how cheap is gold and diamonds in Dubai? Like I'm pretty sure I don't know about diamonds, but I know that gold is a currency that is just like I think it's the gram of gold and they sell it by gram, and I think it's like maybe I don't know. It says it's standardized. I would think like gold is standardized. Like everyone uses the same sort of like currency. But like, how much can you bring on board? Like, what? Did you not like? Have you ever gone through like customs at the airport? Like, there are some things that you have to declare. Like, what? On dates, is nobody noticing the date says September of this year? It's 9 January 2024. 9, okay, yeah. And baby, that's not how you write a date. Yes, because they do the whole, I've never really understood this. Americans like the American is just to put the month first. I never actually understood this because to me that like it makes sense. The absolute most like sense that day can make is like you go from like micro to macro, so you go from day to month and year. So this is to me like it's I know, but to me it doesn't make sense because it's like logically you have to go from like very specific to less specific. So that's what you go day, month, year. I've never understood why they do it backwards. It's like please explain it to me because it doesn't make sense in my brain. On euros, he speaks English and says euros. You know that not only US speaks English, right? So wait, and he speaks English and says euros. Like even if you don't speak English, like you can say euros. Like euros just like I don't know, ask an Italian, a Portuguese, like they're gonna call euros because euros is a euro. Like what are you on about? On Honest Abe, good morning from Lincoln, United Kingdom. What? So cool to see the UK naming things after American people and places. Oh, because it's Lincoln. Oh, like Abraham Lincoln. Okay, I get it. On Honest Abe, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, they think Lincoln. Okay, yeah, they think like, oh wow, they are honoring like Abraham Lincoln. No, that's not a thing. Like I get very innocent with them. On spelling, maybe before you post your recipes, you should spell check them, as you have misspelled words. Color, correct spelling, color. Flavor, correct spelling, flavor, and there's no S at the end of abbreviation of minutes. It is just min. Again, it's just like it's dumb of them to actually think. That's it's like no, it's just British. That's just British. Maybe I can give them a benefit of doubt there because maybe not everyone knows that the UK spells things differently. Not everyone maybe knows. I don't know. On $10 bills. That's fake. $10 bills have Alexander Hamilton on them. I'm not sure who that is on yours, but there has not been change to the $10 bill. Yeah, for 1 second, like I was stripped by the actual sort of like figure. I was like, oh, but obviously I know it's obviously not the United States. However, like they don't have any excuse because when you look at the picture, it literally says Australia. So it's like I know it's Australian. Like this is money from Australia. So why are you thinking this is a US dollar? On clocks. Oh my god, another clock. I'm scared. Why don't they use normal American numbers on their clocks like the rest of the world? Actually, it's also very funny to me that they just associate like digital sort of like clocks with American, something that's very American, which I think it's it's really like it's infinitely funny. On Texas again, Texas is like twice the size of Europe alone. Fun fact, it is not. What's the obsession with them thinking like Texas is like it's like bigger than Europe? What's up with this? Maybe it's because of the saying like everything's bigger in Texas, so maybe that's why they think this. This is like quite crazy to me. On numerals, what do you think? Should schools in America teach Arabic numerals as part of their curriculum? No is winning. Never. Larry Howard, except for the 18 years we already been using them, you wrote it blow pop. Blow pop. Never heard of that insult before, but I think it's just because there's like a lot of like yeah, it's probably like racism, I would assume, because they think, oh, Arab, no, something Arab, we cannot, they're indoctrinating our kids. That's probably like the logic behind this all. Nobody's thinking about the actual thing and math. On mothers, what the heck is a mom? A mother? And you expect people to know that? Only mom I've heard of. Is mom's the word? Oh, like mom's the word. Why not just say mother? Not everyone knows or calls their mother mom. It's funny because it's like mom, well, no, I was trying to think like, well, there are people called mama as well, but yeah, not necessarily. That's really funny that people are like so upset about this. It's like, how are you explaining, like, how do you expect everyone in the world to know what a mom is? It's like, well, probably they have a British audience and people absolutely know they're talking about mothers. On months. Now this is something else. This is what is like a baby. Anyone want to talk about how the month is 13? It's not 13. It's, oh yes, it's they think it's fake because again they're thinking about it. They think that doesn't make sense because they think the first number in a day, that's the month. Doesn't make sense. It never will. I'm sorry, that's just not a thing. On measurements, not necessarily welding related, but for those of you not in the United States, who is the metric system? Who? When you say how much gas you have left in your car, do you say, oh, I only have a quarter tank of gas left? Or do you say, oh, I only have 6.5 millimeters of gas left? I think I put my point as to which measurement system is the far superior one. It's kind of like you say, oh, I have a quarter of a tank. Like, this is, again, I am not, I don't think so. Exactly. Moving on. On measurements, if metric is more easier, this is more easier. That doesn't make any sense because easier is just the adjective. You wouldn't say more easier. Easier is just the word that replaces more. So it's just if metric is easier, that's the correct term. Well, not correct term, the grammatically correct way to phrase this. If metric is more easier, that's not a thing, it's just easier to follow than imperial, then again, it's not then. This is like blowing my mind. Explain this. 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters. 1 foot is 30.48 centimeters. 1 yard is 91.44 centimeters. 1 ounce is 28.3495 grams, and 1 pound is 453.592 grams. On one side, single digit, easy to follow. One on the other side, wacky numbers, all with lots of extra numbers on the end. Kinda seems like maybe it's not so easy to follow after all. I love that it never crossed your mind that you still have 1 gram. Like this is what you're actually they probably Googled what's the rate of like what's the conversion and they want to know with that and they didn't even cross their mind that in the others like there's also like 1 ounce. It's not the same. 1 ounce is 1 ounce and 1 pound is a pound and a kilo it's a kilo and whatever. On the metric system. See those red countries, those are the only nations that don't use the metric system. Well, really? There's like very few. Maps of the world that will make you say, whoa, Alaska is not a country. They think, oh my God, they think it's another country. Like, this is so stupid. They're like, I can't. It doesn't even warrant a reply. On the Bible was written entirely by the greatest American who ever lived, Jesus. They think that Jesus was American. This is a joke. Or it's called History, sweetie. Look it up. See, maybe this is funny. Like, they were trying to make a joke. It's called history. And besides, like, isn't this debatable? No, I know that Jesus existed, right? It's not just, but the Bible itself. I know that it's just like based on, like, depending what you ask. Is it actually history? Like, it's not even just, well, again, it's just like culturally, whatever. You won't get into like, was it real or not? But it's not gonna, like, what do you think? Like, Jesus was born like in Indiana or something? Like, he was from Des Moines. Like, no, this is the Des Moines or whatever. Like, no, this is crazy. On distance, Melbourne is closer to Antarctica than it is to Darwin. No, not if you use miles instead of kilometers, but point taken. Kilometers? What? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Melbourne is closer to Antarctica than it is to Darwin. They're like making a measurement, yes, sure. And they're replying, not if you use miles instead of kilometers, but point taken. Because miles are fewer, like it's always going to be a smaller number than kilometers probably, and that's why they think that the distance is different. It's like, no, the distance is the same. It's just like how you measure. That's crazy. It's like the same thing. What weighs more, like 100 grams of like whatever, or it's like when people ask those things, like what weighs more, like 100 grams of feathers and 100 grams of something heavier, I don't know, gold. He's like, it's the same number, it's the same weight, that's why it's a unit of measurement. On Liberia, 0 out of 10 love the realistic look. It should have 52 stars, not 1. because it's not the United States. First of all, this is Liberia. Second of all, US flag has 50 stars. Liberals don't have a flag. LMAO. Oh, they think like Liberia liberals, which is also like kind of crazy if you know Liberia, like the history of Liberia, which is they had a whole colony of United like American slaves previously. They have been previously enslaved, and they try to like make a colony in Liberia, which is crazy. Like you literally descendants from slaves that are from Liberia, which is like crazy. They don't even know their own history. On letters, okay. The American education system has failed us. It is only 2,000 milliliters, not 2 liters. It's smaller than it looks and says. I okay, not 2 liters, okay. This is only 200 milliliters. The whole thing about like measurements is like, it kicks everyone's like, no. On country size, want to know just how big Texas is? They're putting all the whole like Africa over there. That is actually mind-blowing. I don't get it. That's Europe instead of Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it? It's not even, this is not, and what is this? This is like, it's not even a map of like, this is so like, this is not even like this. Then what is this? No. On Rome, why, wait, is there another city called Rome that doesn't exist in Georgia, USA? I was watching Fox News and they mentioned Rome in Italy. I am confused. Is there a Rome in Italy? I can't. Not to like, because there's like some people that really do not have like a good education, and maybe this is what I mean. Because it's like, how can you not know? And maybe like there are some cities that are maybe a little bit less unknown, so I would think, oh, why would you know this? Like maybe I can say like, oh, well, not a lot of people know this. But it's like, it's Rome. I think it's one of the most like famous cities in the world. On the letter A, what country doesn't have the letter A in its name? Kansas. It's not even, they're trying to say Kansas, but that's wrong. Oh, I mean Turkey. Turkey, what? London. And there's just like, okay, there's just like a bunch of Americans trying to like, they don't know the difference between countries and cities and whatever. And on fridges, again, do you guys have refrigerators? Hi, UK folks. My husband is from England, and we have considered moving there. We are in America right now. I've been in Supla looking at homes and noticed I don't see refrigerators in the kitchens very often. 1 out of every 20 or so will have one. So my question is, do you typically have one, and where do you keep it? They keep it in the bathroom, probably. No, we put all our perishable goods in a big hole in the garden to keep them cool. Exactly. That's exactly my reply. That's what I would say. And this person is like married to a pretty, like I would find this so offensive. Like if I were the guy, the husband, I would be incredibly offended by this. Like, what? You're asking if I grew up with a fridge? Like, what? Okay, so this was crazy. I think, again, there's like some comments that I can maybe give them the benefit of doubt and be like, wow, there's no need of them. Why they should know this? A lot of things, I think they should definitely know this, but maybe I know that the American educational system is maybe not the best in a lot of places. So maybe I can excuse some things. However, there's just like so many like deficiencies in everything. Like there's just like grammar, geography, units of measurements, and just like logic in general, because there are some certain things, like not even history as well, but there's like so many things that are just like, it's logic, like it's not, you're not using your brain. The nationality one, I think that's probably the one that we're right. Like there's like, I can shake your brain and there's just like nothing there. It's just like a cotton ball just like bouncing all over. Sadly, yes, I think like it's like the most like dumb, it's a selection of like extremely dumb things. They're proving one again that they're like the dumbest people in the planet. Well, maybe, yes, you know, again, my nationality, maybe like this is proving them kind of right. So, you know, I hate to say it, but kind of true, like it is. So, you know, maybe like grab a book. This is actually making me so bummed out to think of like people are being so dumb about this. And because the only ones that I can say like, oh, were jokes. I think those were jokes. We're only like 3 of them. So that makes me incredibly sad. Please go on the internet and learn something. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.